Jefferson baseball takes the diamond, but not in a baseball game this time. We'll have the story.
Also on Sportsource, a check-in with UGA men's golf before the SEC tournament.
UGA men's tennis team is walking to the SEC tournament this week as the only undefeated team in the conference. Coming up next.
Good evening and welcome to Sportsource. I'm your host, Wynn Andrews. We're bringing you the latest news surrounding sports across the Athens area, so we thank you for tuning in. We begin tonight with a local story on the diamond. Jefferson baseball is 18-8 on the season and looking to gain momentum heading into the first round of playoffs. But no matter how intense the season might get for the Dragons, they still realize some things are bigger than baseball. Our reporter Cole Aycock has more on the story.
Thanks, Wynn. The Georgia High School baseball playoffs are fast approaching, and the Jefferson Dragons will be a part of that. However, even with the season's intensity picking up several notches so close to the playoffs, Jefferson still found time to bring the community together for a night in an event called Dinner on the Diamond. I stopped by Jefferson High School to find out more about the event. The crack of the bat and players competing are the usual sights and sounds on Jefferson's baseball field. But last Saturday, things looked a lot different. Jefferson held its annual Dinner on the Diamond. There was live music along with a steak dinner, all featured on the infield. Dinner on the Diamond is an event that brings the baseball family together for a night of family fun and fellowship. Jefferson head baseball coach Kyle Hardy's mother, Kay, plans the event.
We actually started this event back my junior year in high school, 2009. And my mom is pretty cool. She started this event back when Tommy Knight was the coach, and she's been doing it. This is her 14th year doing it. So it's just kind of something we've always done. It's a special night, and it's just something where it's a family atmosphere, and we're just kind of used to it now, you know what I mean? So
She and a friend came up with the idea.
And we started it because our kids played baseball. We needed a fundraiser. She had heard about it at another school, and we were in it, but it was a big school, and we knew we were smaller, but we said, hey, heck, we can pull it off.
Players and their parents say it's Kay's years of catering experience and community status that makes the event such a success year after year.
So I kind of feel like it's my contribution to the community. I own a business in town, and I'm in the chicken salad business, and I have a gift shop, so it's kind of, I feel like I need to pay back to the community. So I love it. I love that everybody comes out. You can see it's great. So it means everything to me.
The Hardys say what started as a fundraiser has now become something much bigger.
Jefferson baseball is so much more than baseball. It's a family. It's brotherhood with the kids. It's just a family atmosphere. So it's really cool that this program, it meant a lot to me as a player, and it meant so much, and Tommy Knight meant so much, that my mom just kept doing it, even when I wasn't here anymore. So, and now that I'm back, I'm like, Mom, will you please keep doing it?
She's been planning the fundraiser now for more than 13 years and says that each year will be her last. But Dinner on the Diamond continues to happen year in and year out. Reporting for the Carmical Sports Media Institute, I'm Cole Aycock. While Jefferson kicked back, relaxed, and had a night of fun and relaxation last Saturday, they now head into the first round of the playoffs against Cartersville. The playoffs in high school baseball are best of three, so they will play a doubleheader this Monday. Back to you, Wynn.
Thanks for that, Cole. Jefferson has their work cut out for them with a team like Cartersville, so it's shaping up to be an exciting matchup between two hungry teams in the playoff race. I'm sorry, that was not funny. That'll bring us our first break, but don't go anywhere. When we return, we'll be highlighting this weekend's SEC baseball matchup as the Arkansas Razorbacks make a visit to Athens.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I think I finally found Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far.
A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
You're home before sunrise. On top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to Sports Source. We're diving into an important SEC baseball matchup as the Georgia Bulldogs host the 6th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks in a 3-game series. Halfway through the college baseball season, the Bulldogs have struggled compared to recent seasons, holding a mediocre 5-11 SEC record and a 21-17 overall record to this point. Now there's a lot of ball left to be played, and UGA hopes to get off on the right foot with a series win against the Razorbacks, but that is not going to come easily. Arkansas is actually first place in the SEC West and looks to build on an already 30-win season. Here to break down this pivotal series are Sportsource analysts Jack Duffy and Wade Cheek. We'll start with you, Jack. What do the Bulldogs have to do against Arkansas in order to get their season back on track?
Thanks, Win. It'll be a tall order for the Bulldogs this weekend as they face the top team in the SEC West and number 5 team in the nation in the Arkansas Razorbacks. But so far, this team looks up for the challenge, kicking off this series with a 6-5 win on Thursday after a huge 3-run home run from Fernando Gonzalez. Last night's victory was a perfect start to the series for a Bulldogs team that has been lackluster in conference play, as you mentioned, Win. But a series victory over Arkansas could go a long way in building momentum to finish the season strong. Georgia's kryptonite all season has been its pitching staff, who currently ranks 187th in team ERA, allowing an average of 6.32 runs per game. Now, the Bulldogs' pitching woes have only been slightly subdued by the fact that Georgia's offense has exceeded expectations. The Bulldogs have scored 288 runs this season, good enough to be in the top 50 of the entire NCAA. And many of those runs have come off the long ball, as Georgia ranks 15th with 66 home runs on the season. Charlie Condon has been a spark plug for this Georgia offense. The Marietta, Georgia native has turned heads with his stellar performance at the plate. Condon has a .444 batting average and has brought in 53 runs this season to go along with his team-leading 17 home runs. Oh, and did I mention he's a freshman? That's right. This is his first full season with the team, and the first baseman has made a name for himself, garnering attention for the Golden Spikes Award. If Georgia wants the chance of taking on one more or even sweeping the Razorbacks this weekend, they'll need a big series from Condon to get the offense rolling and help the struggling pitching staff.
Thanks for that, Jack. There's actually a lot of work to be done, but a series win over a top 10 Razorbacks team at home would surely establish some momentum for Georgia. That brings me to my next question. Wade, what should Georgia be on the lookout for as the Razorbacks look to continue their impressive season?
Like Jack said, it will be a very tall order for the Dogs to hold up against an Arkansas team that has backed up its preseason top 10 ranking all year. Obviously, the Dogs had a great upset last night. However, the Razorbacks are sporting a 30-8 record this year and have lost just 2 games in April. This month, Arkansas has won 3 SEC series, a 2-1 victory over Alabama, a 2-1 victory over Ole Miss, and a massive sweep over the preseason 3rd-ranked team in the nation, the Tennessee Volunteers. It's safe to say that they have been streaking at the perfect time, and with Georgia struggling on the mound, it could be a big weekend offensively for the Razorbacks. Now, like Jack said, the Dogs shocked the Hogs last night. Jack, the Dogs did exactly what you said they needed to do, and that was hit efficiently. They totaled 9 hits, including that massive home run from Fernando that capped off a 5-run 3rd inning. Arkansas's ace and starter on the mound, Hunter Holland, struggled early on and could never really get control of the zone. All 5 of his earned runs came in that 3rd inning. The Hogs lineup looked stronger later in the night, but it was obviously too late. Guys, if the Hogs are going to clinch this series, they're going to have to strike early against this vulnerable Georgia pitching staff and quiet those hot bats from last night. I like Arkansas to bounce back today and ultimately take the series, This lineup is just too good for Georgia's weekend starters to have solid outings. I also like that Hog bullpen to play a key role late in both games this weekend.
All right, thanks, Wade. There's a lot of exciting players to look out for in this series, so hopefully UGA will be able to bounce back with a strong finish to the season, and Wade's prediction is wrong.
When we come back, Clay Witt reports on the UGA men's golf team as they travel to St. Simons to play in the SEC Championship Tournament. Later, Claire Chin speaks with UGA men's tennis head coach about expectations heading into the postseason.
During high school, I hung with the wrong crowd and I never graduated.
I helped Santiago in many different ways, like all fathers do, because he always wanted to go to college.
I felt a little embarrassed to come back to school, but eventually, once I came here, I knew that it's for a bigger goal.
He was very dedicated, hardworking. He connected with his teachers, he connected with other students. That was one of the key reasons why he was able to keep forging ahead.
It was amazing to see him graduate. This was one thing that meant so much to him.
Welcome back to Sportsource. UGA men's golf is headed to St. Simons, but they will not be taking a vacation. In fact, they'll actually be hard at work as they aim to place in the SEC Championship at Sea Island Golf Club this weekend. Our reporter Clay Witt has the story on what the Bulldogs are doing to finish this season strong and hopefully bring home the hardware.
Yeah, Win, the vacations are going to have to wait for the men's golf team as the team season just entered its most important period. I checked in with the team to see how they were feeling ahead of this week's SEC tournament.
The University of Georgia men's golf team started the SEC tournament on Wednesday. It runs through the weekend and finishes up on Sunday afternoon. This past Sunday, the team participated in the Classic City One Day in preparation for this week's tournament. While scores were kept, it was more of a practice round for the golfers to focus on perfecting their game in hopes of doing well at the conference tournament.
The SEC tournament will be tough for the Bulldogs, though. The conference boasts 8 teams inside the top 25, and there's plenty of individual talent out there as well. 12 golfers rank inside the nation's top 50.
Those teams include number 1 overall Vanderbilt, as well as number 7 Florida and number 10 Auburn. Also in the top 20, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Alabama, and Mississippi State. However, Buck Brumlow is feeling confident moving into the tournament.
I think we got some momentum going now to where we have a lot of momentum going in the SECs. So obviously, I mean, we got team momentum and all of us are playing pretty well, knowing that we all played good at Calusa and now we played well out here. So just keep playing the way we do, keep the same routine, and we'll see how it happens down there in St. Simon.
Highest ranked golfer Maxwell Ford is hoping to recapture some of the feelings he's had previously down on the course in St. Simons, Georgia.
Yeah, it is. I feel really comfortable out there. I won there like 3 years ago, coming up on 3.5 years ago. So kind of just like remembering some of those moments and just kind of have good memories there.
Georgia has a historic golf program with plenty of championships to its name. Head coach Chris Hack believes his team has the talent, just needs to put it all together this weekend.
Again, I think all 5 of them are capable. It's the thing about them, they're all so equally talented that really could be any of them. And in an ideal world, it'd be a few of them that play really great one round and a couple others in another round and the other ones in another round. So you just want them all contributing and playing well.
Reporting for the Carmical Sports Media Institute, I'm Clay Witt.
Individual stroke play is finishing up today, and the best Georgia golfer was Connor Creasy with a score of 1 under par. He finished inside the top 20. Team match play begins tomorrow, and we'll see if the Bulldogs can bring home an SEC tournament title for the first time since 2016.
Thanks for that, Clay. Hopefully the Dogs are able to return to Athens with an SEC title in hand. We'll keep you updated as the tournament continues throughout the weekend. And still to come on Sportsource, our analysts pick their top performing athletes of the spring season. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Sports Source. Spring is in full swing, which means many of UGA's sports teams are in the middle of their respective seasons. Baseball, softball, golf balls, tennis, track, and field, you name it. There's so many to choose from and so many that stand out based on their accomplishments this season. With UGA experiencing success in many of its spring sports, we asked our analysts which teams and athletes they've been most impressed by. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive into it. So I'm joined again by Sports Source analysts Destiny Hartwell, Jack Duffy, and Wade Cheek. We'll begin with you, Destiny. With so many options to choose from, what are you naming as your top performance of the spring?
Yeah, Win. My top dog team of the spring is none other than the dogs who run this school. The UGA men's track and field team, get it? They have had an amazing start to the season and are still going strong. Having 2 seasons in 1 semester is crazy, but they have definitely taken advantage of it. For the indoor season, our men's team finished top 10, winning the silver in Albuquerque for the NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships. Some seniors who have carried this season have been first-team All-Americans Matthew Bowling, who won the gold for the 200-meter sprint, Kyle Garland, who has constantly upped the bar as he is the world leader and holds the collegiate record in the heptathlon, and Elijah Godwin, who is the number 5 all-time collegiate record holder, as well as currently representing Team USA at the recent World Championships. They are still in the midst of their outdoor season, and there's much more to come from this group as their season won't end till the second week of June. Back to you, Lynn.
Good stuff, Destiny. Now we'll send it over to you, Jack. Who are you picking to be nominated as the top dog team this spring?
Well, Win, I think the answer is pretty obvious here, but I'm going with the Georgia men's tennis team as my top team of the spring season. Led by 5 seniors, Georgia completed an undefeated conference slate, going 12-0 en route to its first SEC regular season title since 2017. The fourth-ranked Bulldogs will start its SEC tournament run today on a 13-match win streak, featuring 7 wins over current top 25 opponents. A big reason for their success has been freshman phenom Ethan Quinn, who has dominated on the #1 court for the Bulldogs, touting a 13-8 record from the top spot, including a 10-1 record in conference play. The former top-ranked recruit also does major damage on the doubles court with partner Trent Bride. The duo has earned the #7 doubles ranking after wins over multiple top 25 pairings. If we're picking the best teams for Georgia athletics this spring, I think it has to be Georgia men's tennis.
Sounds pretty convincing to me, Jack. UGA's tennis team has been nothing short of exciting to watch so far. We appreciate you. We'll end with Wade for our final pick. Wade, what takes home the honors of being the top performance of the season?
Win. I agree with both Jack and Destiny. Both of those teams have put on a show en route to a dominant season. However, I'm going to have to go with one guy, one freshman that Jack mentioned earlier, who has put on a heck of a performance in his first year as a Dog, Charlie Congdon. The first baseman / outfielder has boasted an impressive .435 batting average along with 17 home runs and 53 RBIs so far this season. While the Dogs have cooled off considerably since starting SEC play, Congdon has stayed hot and made his case for freshman and even player of the year in the SEC and in the nation. Again, this guy is just a freshman, but he ranks within the top 5 in slugging percentage and home runs and sits in the top 15 in batting average and RBIs. While there are plenty of overperforming freshmen this year like Ethan Petrie for South Carolina, Charlie is definitely up there with the best of them, if not the best. Oh, and remember that guy Tommy Tanks White, who took over the 2022 season, broke the home run record, and won ACC Freshman of the Year for NC State? Yeah, Charlie is pushing all of his numbers.
Thanks for that, Wade. Congdon is cooking to say the least. All three of you make very valid cases for the top performance of the spring, and these are just a few of the many different spring sports that are actually in season right now, all of them deserving plenty of recognition. We wish these teams and athletes the best of luck as the spring season continues.
Coming up, our reporter Claire Chin speaks with UGA men's tennis head coach Manuel Diaz about the team's success this season, as well as goals for the postseason as the SEC tournament approaches.
Welcome back to Sports Source. UGA's men's tennis team has experienced well-deserved success this season, and it seems that the fun is just getting started. Standing at 18-5 overall while undefeated in conference play, the Bulldogs ride an impressive 13-game win streak into the SEC tournament this weekend. Our reporter Claire Chin spoke with head coach Manuel Diaz about the team's hot finish to the regular season, as well as expectations for the big tournament.
Yes, when the combination of experienced senior and rising freshmen has made this team undefeated in the conference this year. Coach Diaz sat down with me and talked about the overall season and the challenge they are coming up in the tournament.
This season has gone so good. So
There are a lot of phenomenal players in the team, and which is like ranked really high in the countries. What is kind of like a different overview from this year to like the past few years?
I think we benefit this year from the fact that we have 5 seniors on our team that play regularly. We have Philip Trent Bride, Blake Croyder, Britton Johnston, and a 5th-year graduate transfer, Tio Juska. So we benefit from experience. 4 of those guys have been with us now. They're on their 5th year here with us. They know the standards. They know our program. They know what we demand from them and what to expect. I think that has a lot.
What is it like to have this confidence and also have this kind of really high expectations from others to walk into the SEC tournament?
Well, I mean, I'm preaching to them that, what happened in the regular season was an outstanding achievement, but, it's postseason, and it's like a completely different chapter. It's a completely different season. In postseason play, you win or you go home. Everybody has a chance to win this tournament. Everybody starts 0-0, and we've got to prepare well. We've got to control the controllables. We've got to show up with a good fighting attitude, and we've got to have poise and composure under pressure. And I think that's been the difference for our team. We are the only undefeated team in the conference. Everybody else had at least 2 losses, and those, that difference, I think you can attribute to the fact that we survived several matches where we we're down maybe match points. It went down to the very end, and I think we performed best under pressure. So we must continue to do those things in order to succeed in the postseason, and hopefully we will.
So I've seen a lot of past interviews of you, and you have mentioned the word teamwork. It's not only just like having a good relations with the teammates, but also like it's more important to like push each other to grow. How do you convey into individual players, and how do you coach about this?
We set some goals at the beginning of the year. We want to be the hardest working team in the country. We want to have the closest team in the country. So the connections between our players and the fact that you step out on the court every day and you practice against each other. You have to compete against each other. You want to make each other better. So based on how you compete against each other on a daily basis, how you make each other better, that has a lot to do with our success throughout the years.
So the one more last question is, can you give me a word to describe the team? It's like condensed into a word which represents the team.
I would say brotherhood. I think that the closeness of this team, the fact that they're each willing to sacrifice for the good of the group, and always trying to provide a little bit of inspiration or a little bit of just giving it all they have. I think that's inspiring for one another. I think the spirit that they bring on the court, if you're playing on court 3, you benefit from the guy that's playing on court 2, and they go back and forth, and they try to pump each other up, and it's the team first, and then the individual, and I think that everybody benefits when you get to that point.
Thank you, Coach. Looking forward to the rest of the season. Thank you.
Thank you.
Reporting for the Carmical Sports Media Institute, I'm Claire Chen. Georgia now has 3 games remaining in its quest to win the SEC championships for the first time since 2017. They'll be playing their first game facing number 8 University of Florida, which advanced by beating Auburn in the first round of the tournament yesterday.
Thank you, Claire. That's all we've got for you this week on Sportsource, but make sure to tune in to our matchup of the week as UGA baseball faces off against the visiting Arkansas Razorbacks at 6 p.m. tonight in Athens. It's an exciting one that you are not going to want to miss. I guarantee you that. So until next time, I'm Win Andrews. Thank you for joining us, and good night.